Hey, how's it going? Lewin here, GarageBand and Beyond, and we're starting Guitar Week this week, and yeah, thank you everybody for writing in recently and requesting videos and all that kind of stuff. So today we're going to talk about this guitar, this beautiful, wonderful Fender Stratocaster. You know, a lot of you probably already know this guitar as pretty much the most popular, most standard electric guitar in the world. So I decided to start with this one, being that it's sort of the staple for rock and roll and blues and lots of different styles. My guitar here, this is a particularly special guitar. This is sort of my, I don't know, I tinker with this one a lot. I'm sort of a gadget guy. I like little toys, and I know how to solder. So this is basically, I bought this in 1993, and when it started, it was a Fender Strat Plus Deluxe. So it had like lace sensor pickups and all sorts of, like, you know, stock Fender things from '93, which it wasn't bad. But one thing when you're buying any electric guitar, one of the things to do is, yeah, you know, when you plug it in, of course you want to play it, but one way to find out if you're getting a real special one or not is to play it actually acoustic. And you probably can't hear it too well. This one, you can hear every string nice and evenly, even when it's not plugged in. You can hear all the strings on all the frets, nothing's buzzing, or, you know, nothing sounds weird, but the guitar all by itself sounds really good, unplugged. That is one of those things that you will discover the more you play, the more you go looking for guitars. When you find the ones that sound good unplugged, I guarantee you that's going to be a great guitar plugged in. They're going to sustain longer, they're just going to have more beef, more sound. So let's talk about mine and what I've done to this, because this one is pretty much the only things that are stock on this anymore are the body and the neck, and everything else I have done to it myself. Let's see, where should we start? Let's start at the top. So right here at the top you can probably see that these are not the standard tuners on here. These are really cool thing that PlanetWaves is selling now, and they're locking, not locking tuners. So basically what that means is, instead of having to wind the string around the post a bunch of times, I can pull the string all the way through, and then I tighten it here and it locks the string in there. Now these go one step farther. As I start tuning it up to pitch, it actually cuts the string for me. So on stage, you know, when I'm using this guitar, if I break a string, it is like the fastest guitar that I have for changing strings on stage. Nothing's faster than this guy, because I can just zip the string through it, tighten it down, start tuning it, the string automatically gets cut off, and I just keep going. I love these PlanetWaves tuners. They're nice, the gear ratio is really nice, and yeah, they look nice and they function really well. Alright, so farther down along the neck, we have the good old-fashioned old-fashioned now. This is what they call the roller ball nut, and it actually has little ball bearings in it and a little strip of rubber. It's not my favorite part of the guitar, but it's not awful. I like the roller ball nut thing. It's an okay idea. What else? Texas Specials. These are Texas Specials from the Fender Custom Shop. You can order them at any guitar shop or online. They're really easy to find. And these are, you know, like what Stevie Ray Vaughan had on his guitar. So that's one of those, you know, if you're a Stevie fan, that's an easy way to get his tone or closer to his tone. What else? All the pots, all the switch, all the wires. I was actually lucky enough to, there's a guy in Santa Fe, and his name is Frank Schmidt, and he's like one of those old-time guys. He's been around since the 50s. He used to play with people like Waylon Jennings and Johnny Cash, and he's a guitar tinkerer as well, and he has all sorts of really cool original parts. Don't try to find him. You can't find him online. He's like, he's an old guy. I sort of doubt he even has a computer. But he always had these like really cool boxes of stuff. So what I did was just go over to his house one day and dug through his box, and I found all these original pots and an original switch, and they were all still functioning. They just need a little bit of cleaning up. I think the switch is from 1957 is what he told me, and the pots are all from like the late 60s and 70s. He couldn't really remember every single part and where they came from and when and all that kind of stuff. He did also give me, though, the original solid core braided wires that go inside under the pick guard. Everything's wired up. I hand wired all of this stuff by myself. It's a really easy thing to do. But yeah, so basically I tried to, you know, with this guitar, I bought it with keeping in mind that I was always going to be constantly working on it. I really like doing that. I love playing with my guitars and changing stuff around. And this one has been pretty much is Frankenstein. All right, one more thing. This right here, I totally believe that this is one of the most important things about this guitar. This is a Wilkinson Bridge. And gosh, I can't tell you how much I love this thing. The tone of it is incredible. You get great sustain. It looks cool. It feels, you know, this is one of those bridges, you put it on the guitar and you start playing and you're like, wow, I can really feel a difference, like when I'm bending notes or even when you're just strumming, the notes just, the strings vibrate with a lot more, I don't even know what the right word is, just a lot more energy. They feel better under my fingers with this Wilkinson Bridge on there. One of the other things that I do, because I don't use the whammy bar at all on my Strat, and in order to get the best tone, what I did was on the back here you can see that I have all, well, how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 springs in the back here, and I've locked this bridge all the way down. So basically this plate right here, I screwed these screws in as far as I could get them without breaking my wrist, and it basically pushed the bridge, the back edge of the bridge right here, it put it right down against the body, which is another, you know, it's a tone thing, and it's my personal preference. I really like the way it feels, I like the way it sounds. Wilkinson Bridge, cannot go wrong with those things. And on these, it's really easy, on Stratocasters, it's really easy to change that, because you have these two posts right here. You can't really see them too well in the video here, but there is a post right here and right here, and the springs, that's all that holds it in. So you disconnect these springs, and then it actually is just resting on these posts right here. So you disconnect those springs, and the whole bridge lifts right out, and then you can go buy whatever bridge you want, and boom, you pop it back in, it hits those pins there, put the springs back in, done. And that's it for changing the bridge. That's one of the easiest things you can do to customize your guitar, and changing the bridge is, you know, I don't know, it's nice to customize your guitar, sort of make it your own personal thing, you know what I mean? I think that's pretty much it. You know, Stratocasters, you can't go wrong. They're good for blues, they're good for rock, they're good for jazz even. I mean, this thing I just played for you there, that's my little amp that I'm using today, because I didn't really feel like dragging my big Fender up the stairs today. So I'm just using that little Roland Microcube right back there, and it sounds good, you know, this guitar.